In the news this week, public office holders could be forced to take an equality oath. Asher's Baking Company prepares for the Supreme Court. And one of the UK's biggest abortion providers is found to have failed on basic safety procedures. Hello. All holders of public office could be forced to swear an equality oath showing their allegiance to so-called British values. That's after Cabinet Minister Sajid Javid backed a call to introduce the equality oath, which could cover school governors, civil servants, or even people working in the NHS. But the idea has been heavily criticised in the media, with one editorial in The Independent arguing that people should not be forced to sign up to moral views if they don't believe in them. Director of the Christian Institute, Colin Hart, said while equality sounds good, this nebulous concept has led to cases like Asher's Baking Company.
Many Christians have found that there's nothing more unequal than equalities legislation. It was the Equalities Commission of Northern Ireland which hounded Asher's Bakery through the courts. And so there's a real danger that an oath to equality could be used to stop Christians being part of our public life.
A van filled with gas bottles has exploded after being driven into the offices of the Australian Christian lobby. The ACL has consistently defended traditional marriage in Australia and has campaigned against a state-funded LGBT education programme. ACL's Managing Director Lyle Shelton described the scene as one of absolute devastation and drew attention to multiple death threats that the organisation received over the year. Police have so far said that the incident was not politically, religiously or ideologically motivated, but Shelton questioned the police's quick assessment, saying there were too many coincidences in that incident for that conclusion to be reached immediately. Marriage is defined as being between one man and one woman in Australia, but there have been multiple attempts to redefine marriage there in recent years. Michael Keenan, an Australian government minister, sent the administration's thoughts and condolences following the very traumatic experience. Asher's Baking Company has confirmed that it will launch an appeal to the Supreme Court after the disappointing ruling in October. Lawyers acting for the bakery have been told by the Court of Appeal in Belfast that its owners can apply to make a direct appeal to the UK's highest court. The appeal process will begin early next year, backed by the Christian Institute. The bakery recently learnt that the taxpayer-funded Equality Commission for Northern Ireland, who brought the case against it, will pay the majority of its own legal costs incurred in the case. In an unusual move, the judges set a limit on the costs allowed to be recovered from Asher's, even though the court found in favour of the Equality Quango's client, Gareth Lee. To keep up to date on the Asher's case and other news concerning Christians, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. One of the UK's largest abortion providers failed to follow basic safety procedures, a disturbing new report has found. Evidence compiled by the Care Quality Commission, the government-backed regulator, highlights more than 2,600 serious incidents in Marie Stopes clinics last year. The abortion group, which carries out 70,000 abortions a year in the UK, was forced to suspend some procedures in August after CQC inspectors raised safety fears. The CQC discovered that at one clinic, fetal remains from successive abortions were put in an open waste bin. Labour MP Robert Flello responded to the report. Women are being railroaded through an industry which gets paid for as many abortions as it can perform. The CQC said it will continue to monitor Marie Stopes' work very closely. And finally, although this is our last bulletin of 2016, look out for our review of the year next week. In the coming days, we'll also be publishing sermons as well as Bible verses which are perfect for sharing on social media at this Christmas time. Well, that's all for this week. On behalf of the Christian Institute, I'd like to wish you a happy Christmas and a peaceful New Year. Until next time, goodbye.